Once you've opened OnShape and logged in, it brings you to this screen. To create a new model, we're going to click the blue plus sign in the bottom right corner. I'm going to name mine block 19 because that's the first block on your worksheet. And I would have your worksheet open in Schoology also, so you can go back and forth, and that will help you understand this a little bit more. So if I double click the home button, I can go back to Schoology and open up my drawing. In the design folder, and we are doing view identification advanced. Identification blocks, and here they are. We're going to start with 19, and I'm using the red measurements to help me. But first I'm going to draw what it looks like from the front view, just that shape, that front view shape. So what we would have colored green, at least in this drawing. That's where we're going to start. I can start with that rough shape. So in the right hand corner, there's this little three-dimensional cube. If I press on it once, I can go to the front view, and it squares it up like this. And I'm going to start drawing here. So to do that, I'm going to click the pencil in the upper left corner. And actually, before I even do that, I want to just click the front square so it turns yellow, and that tells the computer or iPad I'm drawing there. Click the pencil. We're going to draw with a line, and I always start from this origin point. The origin point is that dot right in the center of the screen. It's important you do this correctly. You just press one time on the dot. That tells the iPad where we're starting. And now I'm going to click and hold, or press and hold, and I'm going to draw out to the right. Nice straight line. I'm going to come up. So if you remember my shape, let me show you. We started in the back left corner of our front view, and we're going to go along the bottom all the way down to the bottom right corner, up, then to the left, then up, then to the right, up. Now we're at our top. We go all the way back to the left and down to finish this out. So I'm just drawing that rough shape. So we go over, nice and straight. It's important to make your lines good and straight, and the iPad helps you do this. Now this line here should be in line with that. So if I come down here and kind of hover, you see the dotted line coming up from my finger or the pointer, and it's going to keep it in line with that other face. Go straight up from there, all the way over. Same thing, I want it in line with where I started, and come straight down now and finish on my origin point where I started. It grays in the shape, so I know that it's understanding that that's a complete shape. And now I need to add measurements to the shape to make it fully correct. So if I go back, now we're using these red numbers. So how wide is the shape? Well, it's 4 inches. I can see it there at the top. So to do this, we're going to use the dimension tool. So I'm going to click again on my pencil, and dimension is on the right-hand side, closer to the bottom. 4 inches. I could either click the top line or the bottom line. We'll do the bottom line. I just click on it one time, and it gives me the dimension, and then I can actually slide it out here. And I'll click on the number, and I can change it. So type 4, hit the green check mark, and it makes it 4 inches wide. Now I would like to do how tall this is, so I can see it's 2.5 inches tall. So over here, 2.5, green check mark. Keep going. So we have a couple more to do. I'm going to do the ones on the right-hand side. I have 3/4 of an inch for that little top piece, and then it is 1 inch away from the bottom little piece that jets out. So I'm going to add both of those. 3/4, which would be 0.75. And this one is 1 inch separation. At this point, I don't believe I need to add, well, actually I need to add one more measurement, I believe. It's this 1.5. How far in that little cutout goes. So I'm going to click this one, click the number, change that to 1.5, green check mark. Now I believe I'm set. My sketch is the way I want it, so in the bottom right corner where it says sketch 1 and there's a check mark and an X, I'm going to click the check mark to say that I'm finished drawing. The only difference is if I press on here with one finger and I rotate, you can see it's flat. So if I go back to my drawing, obviously this is a three-dimensional shape, so it's not just flat. It's 1.5 inches wide, or deep actually. So I'm going to do something called extrude. To do that, I click on the little sphere in the upper left corner next to the pencil, and my first option is extrude. I click that. Now it wants me to select what shape I want to stretch or extrude or add depth to. So I'm going to click my shape that I drew. You can already see it's making it three-dimensional now. It's adding depth to it. And I want to change the depth here from 1 to 1.5, which is what my drawing says to do. Hit check mark. If I like it, I'm going to hit the check mark next to extrude 1, and that's it. We're done. Rotate it. It looks good. That's it.